They say every day a sucker is born, but what they don't tell you is that every day so is a lolcow. What is a lolcow? Well, according to Urban Dictionary, it is, quote, someone who is easy, safe for the majority of people to mock. It's a cash cow, but you instead milk lols from it, unquote. And that's a description that fits the subject of today's video perfectly. Daniel Larson is a man who's obsessed with one particular celebrity named Grace VanderWaal, a man who has an unhealthy interest in underage girls, and was eventually arrested for threats against the United States government. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Daniel Robert Larson was born on November 15, 1998 in Lancaster, California to parents Elizabeth Lee Scheimer and James Travis Larson. Daniel's parents did not get along, as evidenced by a Facebook post by Daniel's mother, where she both expresses her love for her son and her disdain for her son's father. It has been speculated that Daniel has fetal alcohol syndrome, and there's at least some evidence for that. He has a thin, flat upper lip and small eye openings. He also has what many consider to be an immature and childlike mind and worldview, which is another marker of fetal alcohol syndrome. His father and mother split in 2010 when Daniel was around 11 years old. His father had purportedly decided that Daniel was a lost cause and abandoned his son and Elizabeth, Daniel's mother. It was around this time that Elizabeth became wheelchair-bound due to lupus, and so her and Daniel moved to Colorado so that she could access better health services. As Daniel grew up, his life was wrought with abuse and neglect from his mother. Due to his mother's health issues, she became wheelchair-bound, and it was difficult to take care of Daniel because Daniel is more than a handful. So these two things were likely contributing factors in the neglectful treatment that Daniel received as a child. A health and social worker claimed Daniel was also sexually abused, but this claim is dubious, as it has not been confirmed that this particular social worker ever actually interacted with Daniel or worked with him at all. At age 11, shortly after Daniel and Elizabeth relocated to Colorado, Daniel was taken away from Elizabeth and put into the custody of the state due to the alleged neglect he faced. This was when Daniel began living at the Tennyson Center, which was a healthcare facility in Denver that specializes in treating children who have suffered abuse. Daniel lived there full time and even was in a news report about the facility. This is one of the earliest times we know of that he appeared on video.
The Tennyson Center for Children has become one of the Rocky Mountain region's leading treatment centers for emotionally and crisis-affected children, particularly those suffering from abuse and neglect.
Good boy.
When I first came here, I actually was really nervous.
That's 14-year-old Danny, who came from an extremely neglectful home. When his grandmother got word of Danny's situation, she moved here from California to be his guardian.
Wonderful!
So he wouldn't end up in a foster home. Danny still lived at the center for a year and a half, but now lives with his grandma, continuing to go to school at Tennyson and receive treatment.
When he came to Tennyson almost 3 years ago, he was very angry and confused and feeling very uncertain about his life and where he belonged and what was going to happen.
Rod Witt, the president of Tennyson Center, says the program gives children like Danny great opportunity.
Do they bring some challenges? Absolutely they do. But, they've got the opportunity to, number one, be safe. Number two, receive some attention that they've, in some cases, never received. And number three, to get help and to be themselves and to really let their own personalities come forth.
But looking at Danny now, you will see a smiling, laughing young boy with the world ahead of him.
This is wonderful today!
Danny and his grandmother have both seen huge improvements.
I learned to, when I'm in school, to do school and never quit, because if you quit, you won't know what to do. And if someone's trying to get you upset, don't let them make you feel bad about yourself. Just be good and make yourself feel happy.
He likes himself now. He feels good about himself. I'm not saying he's a finished job. He's got more work to do, but he's a much different child than he was when he first came here.
Danny now has big dreams and is looking forward to the future.
I like theater. I love to act. I want a storm chase when I get older. Hopefully I'll be on the news one day.
As Danny says goodbye, he has this to say to the people at the Tennyson Center.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure being here. And They did a lot to help me. I made lots of friends. I learned how to do stuff I never knew how to do before, and it's much better now. Thank you.
While at the Tennyson Center, Daniel and his grandmother Nancy became friendly with a man named Bob Proctor, who signed up to be a reading buddy at the center's reading program. Daniel and Bob enjoyed reading together so much that they became permanent reading buddies. Daniel eventually improved enough that he was able to move out of the Tennyson Center and in with his grandmother Nancy, who had relocated from California to Colorado in order to take care of Daniel. Meanwhile, Daniel's mother's disease worsened and she was put into an assisted living facility in 2015. Daniel and Nancy stayed in contact with Bob Proctor, his reading buddy, and Daniel would come to refer to Bob as his mentor. Following a lengthy custody battle, Nancy was eventually granted custody of Daniel. Although Daniel was improving in some areas, Nancy unfortunately enabled a lot of his bad habits. She often did not punish him or teach him what was right versus what was wrong. This led to Daniel acting out with little to no consequences. It has been said that Daniel suffers from autism and schizophrenia, and this led to frequent emotional outbursts. His classmates in school described him as violent, recalling how when he got angry, he would throw chairs, run throughout the hallways to avoid school staff, and other erratic behaviors. The other kids in school tried to befriend Danny and show him kindness, even giving him the nickname Danny Phantom, which is the name of a popular cartoon character. Classmates later recalled that no one really bullied Daniel and most people either ignored him or tried to be pleasant towards him. In 2016, when Daniel was around 17 or 18, he began attending the Sobeski Academy, a school with a large population of special needs students. Classmates recalled that he had an aide that followed him around to every class, due to him having meltdowns where he would hit himself. Daniel was heavily medicated at this time, but sometimes his crazies still poked through. Daniel eventually graduated from Sobeski in 2017 when he was 18 years old. He continued to live with his grandmother Nancy Scheimer post-high school. Without the structure of school, Daniel's problems got worse. He was arrested on November 6, 2017, 9 days before his 19th birthday, for allegedly assaulting his wheelchair-bound mother. Daniel claimed this was because his mother cornered him, but this seems very unlikely due to the fact that she was wheelchair-bound and extremely sick. Daniel spent 45 days in jail, and his mother cut contact with him. So much for choosing her son, I guess. Sadly, in 2019, Nancy Scheimer would pass away from cancer. She was his last relative who wanted anything to do with him. When Daniel was informed about his grandmother being on her deathbed, he was competing in the Special Olympics. Instead of going to be by her side, he decided to just stay there and compete, to prove he was a, quote, fighter, whatever that is supposed to mean. Following Nancy's death, Daniel was sent to a state-run group home as he was unable to care for himself, despite being an adult. The group home helped him get a job at a thrift store, and he blew through the entirety of his first paycheck on a scammer, so even back then he was easily manipulated. 2019 would be the year he created his first TikTok account. It isn't exactly known how he obtained a phone, but likely it was due to the money he made from his thrift store job. On November 15th, 2019, Daniel turned 21 and excitedly posted on social media he was eager to drink and go to casinos. This was the first sign that Daniel wasn't exactly great with money. The rest of 2019 would be peaceful, but it was merely the calm before the storm, and that will have to wait for the next episode. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. But either way, comment for the algorithm. Peace out.
Never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right, it feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. It feels right, it feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right.